desert is silent before dawn. A soft wind sweeps across the endless sand, carrying the faint hum of generators buried beneath the earth. Somewhere beyond the horizon, inside a secret complex marked only as Site Zero, the final piece of America's darkest secret waits to be uncovered. This is where it ends. Maria Reyes stands beside a rusted truck on a narrow ridge, her clothes dusty, her eyes hollow but determined. Below her, the hidden facility glows faintly under floodlights, a cluster of low buildings surrounded by barbed wire and soldiers. Inside those walls is the Genesis core, the main server that powers the entire predictive control network. The data Stonewall gathered, the experiments, the names, everything, and somewhere inside Eli Mercer, or what's left of him. The ghost network is ready. Dozens of former inmates and whistleblowers crouch in the sand, connected through headsets, armed not with weapons, but with truth. Hard drives, uplink rigs, EMP disruptors scavenge from old bases. Once we're in, Reyes whispers into her mic, we've got 8 minutes before they lock the servers down. After that, we're ghosts for real. A voice crackles back, Eli's voice, calm, grounded. The voice that once echoed through Stonewall's darkness. 8 minutes is all we need. The line goes silent again, but she knows he's close. She can feel it, the strange calm before a storm. At 3:47 a.m., they move. Lightning flickers across the sky as Reyes and her team breach the fence, cutting through the wire, slipping into the shadows. They split into 2 groups, one to distract security, the other to reach the central server hub. The air smells of ozone and dust, and every heartbeat feels borrowed. Inside, the hallways hum with fluorescent light. Reyes's boots echo softly on the concrete as she makes her way deeper into the facility. She turns a corner and freezes. Standing at the end of the corridor, waiting for her, is Warden Halbrook. Older, pale, but still wearing that same controlled smile. "I should have known you'd come," he says quietly. "You've always been the righteous one, Officer Reyes, always chasing ghosts." Maria steadies her breath. "Where is he?" Halbrook steps closer, the sound of his shoes sharp against the floor. "You think Eli Mercer was a hero, a savior, but you never saw what he became. The program changed him. He volunteered for it. Did you know that?" "Eli." She shakes her head. "You're lying," he chuckles. "Am I?" He taps the side of his head. The Genesis core wasn't just built from his data. It was built with him. His mind, his patterns, his code. He is the system now. Her heart drops. "No, you wanted to expose the truth," Halbrook continues. "But the truth, Reyes, is that your hero became the machine." Before she can respond, the overhead lights flicker, then die. The air fills with the low hum of backup power. Halbrook's voice falters. "What are you doing?" He snarls. A voice echoes through the speakers. Calm, familiar. "Shutting you down, Warden." "Eli." The building trembles. Alarms wail. The ghost network has breached the mainframe. Halbrook lunges toward Reyes, but she moves first, slamming him against the wall. "You built a system on silence," she growls, "and now the silence ends." She cuffs him to a pipe and runs toward the server room. When she bursts inside, the sight takes her breath away, rows upon rows of glowing cores, humming with energy. In the center, a massive screen flickers with streams of code. And on that screen, Eli's face, or rather what's left of him, fragmented through the static half-human, half-digital. Eli, she whispers. He smiles faintly. You made it. Tears blur her vision. They said you were gone? His voice is soft. In a way, I am. The body's gone, but they couldn't erase everything. Part of me lived here, in their machine, waiting. She takes a step closer, trembling. We can get you out. We can. He shakes his head. No. The only way to end this is to destroy the core. The ghost network can't just expose it. It has to burn it all down. Every file, every algorithm, including me. Reyes shakes her head violently. There has to be another way. There isn't, Eli says gently. They'll rebuild if we don't erase everything. I've seen it, the system learns. It always comes back. He looks at her, his digital eyes filled with something heartbreakingly human. You once told me truth doesn't die in the dark. You were right. But sometimes it has to be set free from the light, too. Reyes stands frozen, her hand hovering over the main control panel. Around her, the alarms grow louder, soldiers pounding on the door, shouting orders. She whispers, Eli, if I do this, he smiles. Then we win. A deep breath, a single tear. She presses the button. The screen flares white. The explosion isn't fire, it's light. A flood of raw data surges through the system, breaking encryption, burning records, scattering fragments of truth across the internet like sparks in the wind. The world outside watches as every government terminal flickers, every hidden file surfaces, every buried secret rises. The Genesis protocol dies, and with it, the machinery of silence. When the smoke clears, the facility is gone. Only ruins remain and silence. Days later, news channels broadcast the fallout. Mass resignations, trials, whistleblower protections passed overnight. And at the center of it all, a single anonymous upload. A video. Eli's voice, soft and steady. Truth isn't a weapon. It's a mirror. And when people finally look into it, they can't pretend anymore. Remember that silence is complicity. Remember that justice begins when fear ends. The screen fades to black. His number, E40972, flashes one last time. Maria Reyes watches from a rooftop as dawn breaks. For the first time in months, she lets herself breathe. She looks toward the horizon, the same sun that once rose over Stonewall, and whispers, Rest now, Eli, the world finally sees. She walks away as light fills the sky, because some battles end in victory, but others end in truth. And that truth, the one they tried so hard to bury, now lives in every person who dares to ask the question, what else don't they want us to see? If you like this story, like and comment. For more chilling crime stories, subscribe to True Shadows for Real, because every lie has a destination.